Greetings, my name is Dr. Bill Wheeler, and today's topic that I wanted to discuss has to do with something that personally happened to me, but I'm sure it happens to other candidates and stuff, and how we can get people to notice that this is happening in the first place. So, what is happening? Campaign signage, campaign signage. So, I went and had a bunch of campaign signage. As some of you may know, I'm running for District 1 here in Everett, but this applies to everybody nationwide that decides to get in office. And this is how dirty politics are and how little people talk about how big of a problem this is. So everywhere that I put a sign up, I get permission from the person to put up a sign. And there are places that are designated throughout the city where you can put signage up, um, to let people know. And there are certain rules that you have to abide by when putting signage up, such as no putting things in medians or like at a, like a four-way stop. So you can't do that. But what I've noticed is having signs put out, such as I have, um, when you're hitting a hot topic button such as I am, people will go and they will intentionally take down your signs and leave up your competitors' signs. And I see this happen all the time, especially in highly Democrat ran areas, because let's be honest, a majority of us, um, who do run, you know, we have this impression that, let the people decide, but I'm going to spend my time and effort and put these out there, make them, and I physically put these signs out myself. So, you know, um, when I have friends or family that do help and put signs up at their houses and residency, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked that you have people in the neighborhood who will go and take these down. And this is how you know we're over the target. This is how you know that we're over the target. Now, they know that they are highly unpopular. They know that their opinion on a lot of um, topics and stuff is totally anti-human. It's totally against the threshold. So why are they doing this? Why are they doing this to their own community? And that's the age-old question. Why is it you see more candidates than others? And most of the time, there's a reason behind it. And in my case, in my district, as you can see this sign behind me right here, it's it's because you've probably seen my sign. You don't see it. It's because some Karen in the neighborhood who's trying to be some social justice warrior who doesn't have a freaking clue, but she's backing this horse in a race, and she has no idea what it truly means. So this is me coming out and telling you, if you are a property owner, this is forever, but this is for anybody anywhere nationwide, and you have candidates who are actually, for the Constitution. They are for the Republic. They are fighting for you. They are true people who believe in humanity and, property owner rights, everything that the Constitution represents. Um, if you have a candidate in your area, support your candidate. In my area, if you are a business owner, I'm asking you, I don't want money, I don't want any of that, but could if you care any bit about your town, the least you could do is hit up your candidate, say, hey, quick email, here's my property address, put a sign up. That's it. You don't have to give an explanation. You don't have to call and justify anything. Just just by showing that one little bit of support, that's just that one more person that you're touching and letting know that you back that horse in the race. Because this is the odds are stacked against us. Okay. You have 90% of people running right now are Democrats. Only 10% are Republicans. Now, yeah, it's a nonpartisan position, but they like to stack people in that position. That's why they make it nonpartisan, because they don't want you to know that they have the same people on the same party lines running against each other. And in towns like it's this is sink or swim. This is serious. It's getting very serious and very real. And for those of you who don't understand, especially the business owners, I mean, you got to realize, don't hurt yourself. Don't be like Seattle and vote for this crap knowing it's going to hurt you and put you out of business. The higher taxes go, the higher your rent goes. The higher your rent goes, the higher you have to charge for goods and services. to pay for that. And the more you're charging, people are priced out. They're tapped out. They have no money to spend because you're not the only one raising prices. They're raising their PUD, they're raising their property taxes, they're raising their car tabs, they're raising all this stuff. And who's the one raising it? Your city council member and your mayor are ground zero for where these taxes are coming from. The state of Washington, yeah, they meet and they converge, and the mayor or the governor signs off and says, okay, we can raise the taxes this much, but that's just the cap. The people actually raising it to an upward trajectory that are taking money from your pocket so they could embezzle funds throughout the community. Yeah, that's your mayor, that's your city council. So, if for you to take down campaign signs and to be that person who's okay with destroying businesses, destroying families. You don't care. These people don't care about the food on your table. They don't care about your kids eating. They don't care about your schools that your kids are going to. They don't care about your streets. They don't care about none of that. They want their candidate to win. And unfortunately, their candidate doesn't care anything about anybody except for themselves, except for their clout. This is all about people with very high egos running in these campaigns for years. And they've been socially stacked against us. They're trying to indoctrinate people into believing them that they're the right way, and they're just not. It's anti-human. It's anti-human. And no matter what side of the aisle you fall on, whether you believe in, the Rainbow Coalition or not, it's still your freedom and your right. And these people, with their freedoms and their rights, they are so brainwashed into thinking that no matter what, they just vote for a Democrat. And unfortunately, they know exactly who these people are because they virtue signal to each other and they use keywords like, we're going to give housing to all, we're going to give this, give that. It's complete socialism. And they're so mentally conditioned to think that these socialist programs are actually constitutionally backed, and they're not. That hasn't. This country wasn't founded on socialism. It was founded as a republic. So that's what you got to defend. And if you don't back your candidate and you don't acknowledge that there's some shady stuff going on, and like I said, if you have a business, and it doesn't matter, not just District 1, any of the districts throughout Everett period, show your support for that candidate. I have other districts where they put my campaign signs up, and I greatly appreciate that. I can't tell you how much gratitude I have towards you businesses that do that, but there are tons of businesses, and I'm only one person. So to sit here and say, oh, you need to start knocking on doors and getting these people and blah 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 blah. Look, for starters, the turnout rate is so low, and I'm only one person, and my time is so finite, especially being a full-time worker. I don't have time to go up the street knocking on doors. I have a life of my own too. And as much time and effort and resources that I dedicate to running, only being one person, that ain't going to happen. And these people that you see with teams of them out there holding signs and knocking on doors, they're getting paid to do this. And who do you think's paying for it? Your taxes are paying for their campaigns. They actually have slush funds where they go to these people, and it doesn't even count as a contribution against them because they're not the ones paying for it. Somebody else is paying for it, or there's some pact out there that's paying for it. But it's not anything that they have to disclose. So, trust me, it's hard being the low person on the totem pole. But hopefully, with technology, this being 2025, you can share videos like this, let people know. And if you are a small business owner, or you are a homeowner, or even if you live in an apartment, if you want a sign, please hit me up. My contact information is readily available. You can go to takebackyourtown.com. You can message me there. You can message me on my email. You could call me on my phone. This is grassroots. This is what it's all about. And I've had people that take multiple signs and they've given them to their friends and hung them up their house. And for that, I'm greatly appreciative. Thank you very much. And if you are a small business, just know this: there is only one candidate, myself. There's only one person running right now, myself, as a council member who wants to actually stick up for businesses. Everybody else wants to raise your taxes. They want to raise levies, which are taxes. They say that they want to get tough on crime, but their solution is throwing more money at police departments. They want to get tough on safety. Their solution is to throw more money at the fire department. It's not about um, better education. It's not about transformative ways we can police the community with what we have, do more with less, and make the community a better place. Thousands of towns across the United States have figured this out. Okay, we are not alone. We can have low crime, we can fall well within our budget, and it's okay to say no if we don't have the money. They artificially made a housing crisis in this town. They artificially make crises such as electricity crises, water crises, um, environmental crises. They artificially have manufactured crises in this town for the sake of defrauding the taxpayers, taking money out of their pocket, raising the cost of living for its constituents, and they are hiding behind this. Don't let that happen to you. If you are a homeowner renting an apartment, no matter what community you're from, no matter what faith you're from, we can live together in a harmonious city, which has been demonstrated time and time again throughout human history that we are fully capable of doing this. We just need to pull our resources together. Don't be manipulated by the media and by whatever the city governances are saying. We need to put forth effort and support our candidates. You do that because this isn't about money and donating. I'm not I don't want any of that stuff. It's actually pain because then you got to go through the process of disclosing it and all this stuff, and then they go through all your books and it's just a big old headache. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it if you're an actual hardworking person such as myself who works 14-hour plus days and then comes home and works on their 100-something-year-old house and takes care of their family, and it's just not realistic. So please, if you can, get in touch with me. I, I'll put the sign up myself. I could drop it off. You can display it in your window, however you want. Just please help me get the word out. Let other people know that you support freedom and democracy. We live in a republic. Democracy, in a sense of having the right to practice. Okay, they're not a twisted interpretation of democracy that these people are trying to tell you. It's so far from the truth. It's ridiculous. Just remember, we live in a republic. This is a republic, one for which it stands. We are the United States. We are not a socialist Soviet country with some weird democratic process with unelected officials with their bureaucracy making rules and taxing us out of our homes, which is what they're doing. They don't support the elderly. They don't support communities. They don't support family. They don't support school. They don't support the police. They don't support the fire department. They don't support anything. They're self serving. These are self serving, evil people who have infiltrated the government and they are extorting us, the taxpayer. And until you realize that, nothing will change. And unfortunately, we are in finite time where there is a point at which we cross the Rubicon and there is no going back. There is no going back. Things will be such a hellhole that there will be nothing left. And, you know, the only way to get people to vote accordingly is to put yourself out there, and you have to go and go for bear. And that's what I'm asking people in this town to do. Go for bear, show who you back, show where your values are, show where you stand, draw that line in the sand. And you have to say enough is enough. Voter turnout amongst young males and just males in general is down drastically. Women far more outpace men as far as voting right now. And you, at some point, this is your opportunity. This is your time. You need to be a man. If you're a woman, you need to be a woman. You need to put your foot down and say, yes, this is this is it. This is where I draw the line. And my family means more to me than you taking money to pay for people that don't support this community or aren't from this community and have other people that come here from out of state just to suck off of our social services. At some point, you have to say enough is enough. And the game has been played for a long time. I know the DAC is stacked against you. Um, and I know it's a scary thing to confront this head on. And it's very difficult for people that have been living in an illusion for a very long time to come to terms that their reality has been completely manipulated by the left-leaning people who are telling you that there's manufactured crises everywhere when there's really not. Everett is a very strong community. We're very diverse. We have a bunch of people that live together from all walks of life. Um, but the tolerance has completely been eroded by the left when it comes to constitutionalists and people that believe in the republic. And the only reason why they're allowed to even think that way or voice their opinion is because we're a republic. They don't realize that their minds are wrapped around a system that self-consumes, and it's very unfortunate. Some of those people, they aren't even worth your time arguing and talking to because they're just so far gone. There's no salvaging that, and it's not your place to even try because they will hurt you. Um, Extremely prone to violence, extremely prone to instigating and destroying property and taking opposition sides down. You see it now. Hopefully, videos like this, you wake up and you see it as well. So that's all I got. If you're from here, support me in my campaign. Let me know. I could put a sign up, drop it off, put it at your business, display it proudly. Let people know enough is enough. This is where you put the foot in the ground. Doesn't matter what district you are, because honestly, at this point, I'm not even running as district run. I'm running as district everything, because I guarantee you, I will be the only voice up there that will actually tell these insane, narcissistic people that enough is enough. So district everything, Bill Wheeler, 2025, I'm running. So if you are in Everett, period, and you are a business owner, please reach out. If you're a homeowner, you rent an apartment, doesn't matter where you're from, what district, let me know. Let people see it. Let them know where you stand. Thank you. God bless. And please let me know. Feel free to comment, feel free to write, feel free to call. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you have a specific topic you want me to address, please let me know. Thank you.